Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video. As you can see guys, today I'm bringing you a brand new game. And it's a game that I played way back in the day when it first came out. It is called DC Universe Online. So as the title suggests, of course, this is a game where you create your own character and basically you can choose to be a villain or a hero. It's an MMORPG and it's basically designed around the DC universe. These are some of my previous characters when I used to play back in the day. I'm surprised I remembered my account details after so long. It must have been about 8 years since I last played this game. So this is something that I am going to bring to the channel. This is probably going to be one of those series that I'll probably make guides for as well, and I'll probably do it around planning to do episodes around maybe the weekends or just as filler episodes as well. So this is the little intro cutscene. As you can see, there's a bit of an issue with the sound. It's a bit annoying. So this is meant to be Lex Luthor from the future talking, because there's a bit of an issue with the cinematics. I've tried fixing this. As you can see, the music is playing, but there's no voice acting. So I will tell you the story of it. Let's see if the cinematics actually works. Right, so no voice acting seems to work.
I only hope I am not too late, for I will not be here to see this new future. My work is not yet done. I must leave this Earth to you. Claim the exobytes and take destiny into your own hands.
Targets identified.
Alright, so I decided to kind of cancel out the movie simply because there's a bit of an issue with the cinematics. As you can see, there is no voice. I'm guessing there's an issue with some sort of a codec or whatnot. Kind of sucks because it's really well voice acted. So the story is Brainiac comes to Earth to pretty much kind of bottle up cities and take over and destroy the Earth and conquer the multiverse and stuff like that. And Lex from the future comes to the present day and releases Brainiac's exobytes, giving random people powers.
I only hope I am not too late.
I gave it a go. I don't know exactly what's wrong. I've tried uninstalling, reinstalling codecs. I had no clue what to do with the sound issue with the cinematics. It kind of sucks because, as I said, the voice acting is pretty darn cool. So this is the character creation screen. I am going to create a brand new character, start all over, because it's been that long since I played this game. I can barely remember a lot. So I do need to kind of get back into it, and so I think the best way of doing it is to create a new character. Now, very important to know, guys, this is a free-to-play game. You can play it for free. Now, if you do want to access the end game content in this game, you will need to buy a monthly subscription. It's totally up to you, but you can play the game as a free-to-play game. I'm going to start out as a free-to-play player and then move on to a monthly subscription as I work my way through or towards the end game content. It's basically what you would expect of an MMORPG. You get to do dungeons, you get to do raids. They are totally cool. I like the story, and this is what got me really big into the DC lore. I totally like DC. Now, if I were to choose between DC and Marvel, DC for me is the most favorite in terms of the storylines. These storylines are quite mature and stuff like that. Now, growing up, I did used to like Marvel more than DC. However, I did move into DC more than Marvel. Of course, the DC movies aren't all that great. I am not impressed with them. That's because I personally know the lore better than, I suppose, your average person compared to Marvel. Marvel's really good at making movies, whereas the DC movies, to be fairly honest, ranging from Batman, Justice League and all that, they could have been done better to give. Obviously, I mean, DC's got so much to work with. It's just one of those things. I'm kind of sad that they didn't take advantage of all the great stories and didn't spend a little bit of time giving those movies and the stories to those movies a bit of love. They just felt really rushed. It almost felt like DC was trying to catch up with Marvel and did a poor job of it. So I'll create a character. I'll decide what I'm going to go for. I kind of just wanted to show off what you can go for as a free-to-play player. And then once I've decided on a character, I will cut back in. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. This is my character as stands. I think I'm going to go with this. I am trying to decide on a name and playing around with names. A lot of names have been taken, as you can tell. And the problem with this is, of course, is there isn't very much to choose in terms of original names, simply because most of them have been used up. Now, initially I wanted to go with Sethum because that is my channel name. So I've played around with all sorts of ideas like the Great Sethum, but that's a bit too long. And another thing I wanted to point out, as this is a free game, if you guys want to join me in this game, feel free to do so. We can open up a league in this game, we can do stuff together, we can raid, we can do all sorts of things, PvP and all that great stuff. And if a lot of people are interested in playing this game with me, then it's going to be totally cool because we can do so many things in the game. And I'm personally looking forward to doing the raids. Now we can skip. Nah, I'm not gonna skip anything. I'm gonna go from the start, and we get a nice cutscene, which kind of sucks because it's nicely voice acted, but we can't hear it. I really wish this wasn't a thing. But all of the cutscenes in the game are very comic book style like, and I like that so much. I mean, it's really well drawn, as you can see, and this is one of the things that I like about this game. They could have gone for your normal cinematics, but look at this, just how beautifully drawn they are. Okay, so the story there basically is, as Brainiac is invading Earth, he realizes that there's an anomaly, and the anomaly is future Lex Luthor releasing exobytes, which grants players and people and random people on Earth powers that he's gathered, and he realizes that it's from his future self and stuff like that.
Fancy meeting you here. I'm Superman, and I'm going to get you off this ship.
I think everyone knows who you are, Superman.
And that's Oracle. She's going to help us navigate through Brainiac's defenses. Be on your toes for Brainiac's sentries.
We're here to save you and the others Brainiac abducted. Speak with Superman when you're ready to move on.
So basically, you've been abducted. You've been abducted because Brainiac wants to recover the powers that the exobytes gave you, and stuff like that. So I'm still getting used to the controls for the game, trying to remember stuff. It's been, as I said, about 8 years since I last played this game. And now, of course, as you can realize, with this, I will be making guides. with regards to investigations and things like that, and maybe eventually I'll be making guides to stuff that I play with. So
You still have your weapons. Use them to get rid of the debris blocking the door.
now this has changed quite a bit, because when I last played it, Superman did show up right at the end. So I did go for a staff because it does have a lot of stuns on its attacks later on, and this is going to be good. I did go with fire as power because I'm going to build this guy as a tank eventually, and I personally do have a tank. I can't remember, I think Serana was meant to be a tank, and I did use her in dungeons, and I think the robot guy that you guys saw at the beginning, I believe his name was Grundal or something like that, he was a healer. Now, I prefer to do these roles because everybody wants to go DPS. I personally like the idea of being a tank and being in the center of the fight. I think it's pretty cool.
That's an overseer. They patrol parts of the ship and protect it from intruders. Like you, it won't let you pass.
So at the beginning, of course, you don't really have a lot to work with. You do build up.
Looks like a job for
I'm trying to... Ooh, I was supposed to block that, but that didn't work out very well. It's alright, I broke out of it. And this is one of these kind of MMORPGs where blocking is quite important, and you can of course stun lock characters in the game, which is pretty neat as well. We'll pick up this barrel because this is a health barrel. We might need it. So you get all of these health barrels around which you can use. Let's see if I can hit this guy. Nope, that's not the way you do it. I was aiming to throw the health barrel at that robot, but that didn't work out. So as you can see, I'm still still learning the game. Relearning the game is better said.
Destroy its central AI core. Brainiac has more ships, but this one has some key systems. Taking it out will slow his invasion.
You'll find that you can always trust Oracle to know what's up. She helps the entire Justice League on our missions.
So, of course, in this game, for those that don't know, who haven't played it, you can be a bad guy. You can choose a mentor. I think for the heroes, you can choose between Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. This time around, I went with Superman simply because when I used to play it, this is more or less the hero that I went for most often, although to be fairly honest, I'm quite a big fan of Batman. And then on the villains, I believe it's the Joker, Lex Luthor that you can choose, and who's the third mentor that you can choose? There's a third mentor that you can choose in the villain side, but I didn't really play, never actually played the villain side very much, although I created one character. Now, a very important thing to note here, that the Joker in this game is voice acted by Mark Hamill, and that is totally cool because I think, in my opinion, Mark Hamill is the Joker just like Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. So, like, to me, any Joker actor, whether it's a voice actor or an actor in a movie, has to stand up to Mark Hamill's Joker, and I think he basically got the Joker down to a perfection in terms of voice acting him. That's what the Joker's meant to be, and I think it's the best Joker ever. So, I mean, this is my opinion, and this is one of the cool things. I like the voice acting in this game is so darn good, and there's also a good storyline as well. I think this is what got me into the lore of DC characters as a general thing. I remember when I first started playing this game, I liked it. I liked the style of combat, I liked the animations, I liked the storylines, but because I didn't know anything or very much about DC, I kind of felt like I was missing out information. So I ended up doing research and searching out the stories for DC as I was playing, trying to get more information on it, and this is kind of what made me fall in love with the storyline of the main DC universe, if that makes sense.
This is a classic bad news, good news situation. The bad news is that those robots are starting to activate. The good news is that the Flash and Green Lantern are there to help you fight them. Those two have always been my favorites.
There we go.
Tell Batman I said that.
There's also a bit of humor, as you can see in the game. It's totally cool. I so like the details. Now, of course, do bear in mind it is an 8-year-old, 10-year-old game. Actually, I think it's a 10-year-old. And if I remember correctly, the game was initially developed by Sony. It was meant to be a PlayStation exclusive, and the game was meant to be sold. So basically, when you wanted to play this game, or if you wanted to play this game, you had to buy it and then have a monthly subscription, similar to what World of Warcraft does. But after a while, it went free to play, and I think it then went to the point of being free to play on PC as well. Since then, I think the company or the game has been bought out by a new company. I'm not quite sure what it's called, and I have a feeling that it may be cross-platform as well. I need to look into that, but I've seen that the game is available for Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, so that's pretty neat. I mean, the engine is pretty old for the game. It's got its bugs and stuff like that, its glitches, but it's nonetheless a pleasant game to play. So, you know, I thought if this is a game that allows for cross-platform play, people can join me, we can have some fun, can do some dungeons and raids and level up and stuff like that. I mean, there have been a lot of people asking me to give access to my servers and wanting to play with me, and I thought, well, I don't really want to wreck my servers, and I don't really want to give access to just anyone to my Ark servers and Conan servers when I did have that. However, with this, you guys can join me. As I said, it is a free-to-play game up to a certain point. If you do want to access the endgame content, very important, you will of course need the monthly subscription. It unlocks all of the DLCs. It gives you more inventory space, and of course more access to more content in the game. Now this, I don't know what this is. This wasn't in the game when I last played it, so no clue what this is. I'll figure it out later on. One thing that's nice is that your character style is locked in after the character creation. One thing that wasn't really in the game back in the day when I played it. So that means every time you got a new piece of item, it just changed out your style. You had to manually lock it in. So I like that. I really appreciate the fact that that is in the game. I'm having a look here. So this is what I've currently got. These are new tabs. I'm trying to figure stuff out, trying to remember things. It's been so long since I played this game. I mean, in terms of the user interface, I can see that not a lot of stuff has changed. Okay. Alright. So these are things that I've picked up already. Okay. Because normally you don't start out with any gear. I think you only start out with your basic weapon. Or these are things that I put on my character. No, because I have capes. Affinity bonus. Okay. Don't know what that means. Also, as a free-to-play player, I believe you only have access to $3,000. And then everything goes into an escrow account, which you cannot access until you get the monthly subscription. Now, the reason I mentioned this is because if you do access the endgame content, the repair bill for your item or gear set will be expensive as heck, and $3,000 will just not cut it. Of course, this first episode will be slightly longer. I thought Superman was trying to push a wall there for a bit. But going back to the endgame content, if you want to access the endgame content on this game, as I said, $3,000 will not be enough. The repair bill will be ridiculous. Now, the other thing is you can buy the DLCs separate. You can buy pretty much everything separate without actually having to purchase the monthly subscription. I'm not sure how expensive that would be, but that is an option if you want it. I think you can permanently increase your bank inventory space, your yeah, your inventory space. I'm trying to think what else you can probably increase. You can buy all of the DLCs separate. I'm not sure if you can unlock the amount of unlimited cash in this game. That's the other thing. But there are stuff like that. I can have a look at it and maybe talk about it later. At this point, though, I just want to enjoy the game, trying to become a bit more fluent with my combos. Now, I'm wondering how much has actually changed. Yeah, so as I was saying, I wonder how much has actually changed in terms of the fire build since I last played. Whoop, let's block this one. There we go. Perfect. I can roughly remember what was useful and what worked as a fire tank. Now, as I level up, of course, if I go straight into a tank build, that means I'll do less damage. So I'll probably level up as a DPS character and then move into the fire tank spec.
But be ready. Brainiac won't be happy about it.
Okay, I don't destroy these, so that's changed. I used to destroy the pillars. Okay, so it's this thing right here then. Fair enough. So that destroys that. That destabilizes the ship.
Just as I feared. He's one of Superman's biggest bads. But between you and the Trinity, you should be able to take him. Just hurry. The ship is starting to blow apart, and Brainiac is blocking me from opening a teleporter. We don't want our newest friend going down with the ship.
Brainiac, I won't let you do to Earth what you did to me on Krypton.
You have doomed yourself. You will go down with this ship.
So that's of course Brainiac right there. He's a bit of a boss. And what's nice is as you follow the story arc in the game, you get to fight all of the bosses in the game depending on which faction you've chosen. So if you've chosen the hero faction, you get to fight like the Joker, Lex Luthor, and so on. And if you've chosen the villain faction, you get to fight heroes like Superman, Batman, and so on. So that's pretty cool. They always end up with a bit of a boss battle.
I think you have won, for I wear many shells. I am the source.
There we go. So we defeated Brainiac. We now need to go and talk to Mr. Superman. Now, Wonder Woman and Batman did not appear in this little end scene right here.
The fight for justice.
At least when I played it. So that's totally new. I don't know how long that's been in the game for.
Definitely on your way to greatness. Now get out of there, and I'll contact you on the ground.
Another wonderful cutscene that we cannot actually enjoy because there's no voice acting, so the music and everything else works with the exception of the voice acting. So this is quite frustrating. This is kind of the story of how the exobites landed, and basically Lex Luthor brought them from a future of Earth and just released them onto Earth, and this kind of shows that normal people gain superpowers and stuff like that. Of course, that means there will be more villains as well as more heroes. That's pretty cool. I like what they did with the story there. And I think this cutscene right here kind of changes depending on which mentor you choose, whether it's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, or the mentors on the villain side. So that's a little nice detail right there, because the cutscene that you just saw is from the perspective of that mentor. Alright, audio. Let's have a look here. So yeah, I mean, I'm hearing everything. I'll have another look at what is causing this problem. If I can sort of fix it, it would be nice if I could. Let's set everything to high. My computer should be able to hold on. I mean, it's a pretty high-end computer anyways. Gamma. Alright. Now, there's not much I can do with the sound from here, as far as I can see. I'll have a look. I'll do some more researching, but I don't know. I tried it. I've tried a couple of things. Nothing has worked. If anyone has a solution to this, or something that I've not tried, let me know down below. I've uninstalled drivers, reinstalled drivers, uninstalled codecs, reinstalled codecs. Nothing seems to work. I even uninstalled Razer's software and had to reinstall it because that didn't work either. So it is what it is. Everything else works fine with the exception of the cinematics, which is really annoying. It's a shame because it is such a nice piece of work.
MPD's 3rd Precinct Station, one of the many Justice League safe houses we keep in Gotham and Metropolis. The safe houses are where you'll find contacts for missions, mailboxes, vendors, and the teleporter to the Justice League Watchtower.
So all these guys with the name tags are actual players. It's nice to see that the game is quite heavily populated with players. That's cool. I like that.
The situation here in Metropolis. With the Brainiac attacks, we need all the help we can get. Gorilla Grodd's army is attacking and devolving humans into apes. We've got to stop them before they overtake Metropolis.
And one thing that I really like about this game, it's got so many I don't know what to call them, so many styles that you won't ever see two characters looking exactly alike unless they deliberately do that. There's that much to choose from, especially as you make your way through the game, so you can have your individual character be unique. There's so many things to choose from, like auras and looks and stuff like that. I totally like that. So I'm having a look around just to see what people are wearing. Might give me some inspiration ideas for this character. I want to keep him simple. I don't want anything too fancy on him, but I want stuff that actually match with a style. So I'm kind of going for like a mystical sort of style. This is the teleporter to the Watchtower. We don't want to go there just yet. I don't think I can, actually. Not at this level, at least. Wow, this is a waste of space for a police station. Just imagine the amount of levels that you could have there. Alright, so we're going to go out. We're going to do the Gorilla Grodd mission. It's so sad that the voice acting doesn't work, though. Like, the voice acting in the cutscenes is genuinely amazing. I think the other thing that I tried was to scan for spyware and stuff like that, thinking that that might affect it. Obviously, my computer is free of any viruses and spyware, but I thought, you know, that might be a thing. I know that was one of the issues I had with World of Warcraft when I started to download and play it and wanted to try and make videos for that, but then I went into Raid Shadow Legends, so I cancelled my subscription there. But I know that I had that issue with the spyware causing a problem where I wouldn't be able to log on to the servers. There's a lot of people right here. All of these guys are players right now. So this shows you how populated and popular the game still is. I like the fact that it's not died out. This is totally cool now. A lot of people come and go, but I mean, I see some very interesting uniforms here that are quite difficult to get, if I'm honest. They require a bit of grinding. So this tells me there's a lot of old players in here in terms of how much they've played the game. Of course, not in terms of actual age. So a lot of Superman lookalikes. And the other cool thing about this game is that you can actually build your character to look like more or less any hero, both from DC as well as Marvel. That is totally an option in this game if you want to do this. I prefer not to, if I'm honest. There we go, there's a Superman lookalike right there. Well, this guy looks cool. Really like that aura. So that is an option. If you want to do that, that is pretty neat. I like how the styles and the customization of styles actually works in this game. So, okay, there's nobody down this way. I know where the mission is. I'm just having a look around. This is so cool. There's so many people here. And this is just one of the precincts, one of the police stations. There's a lot more in the watchtower. There are several police stations. And now this is just for the hero faction. Bear in mind that what you see on the hero faction will be reflected in the villain faction. So that's good. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the way this works with servers is as you use a teleporter, it will teleport you into the police precinct on one of the many servers that do that, I believe. So I think that's the way it works. So basically, when you teleport out of the precinct or the police station or the watchtower into the world, it teleports you into one of the servers, or yeah, one of the servers that does the world. So that's pretty cool right there. So there are many variations. That means if you have friends, you may not necessarily be on the same server, potentially. I might be wrong here, so if I am, please correct me. I'm not going to pick up the investigations as I do this, simply because I will be making guides for all of the investigations as I level up as a separate thing. Most of them, with regard to the main storyline, are fairly simple, but nonetheless, I still want to cover them just because that's one of the things I like doing on this channel. We'll pick up the side missions. This will help us with some additional XP and some goodies. I cannot wait to unlock all of my staff abilities and end up pretty much chain locking my enemies. Now, of course, that only works for one target, or used to, at least. We'll see if things have changed. But this is why I went with the staff. I like the little stun lock thing it's got on it, and it goes really nice with being a tank. If you're a tank, you're going to be right in the middle of it all, so you do want to be able to stun lock. Another thing that I'm going to go for or look for is the scythe, because I think this character will fit a scythe. Maybe go with a skull on him. So as a mask, I'll probably set up a skull. I'll have to find that as well later on. As it currently stands as a starting character, I'm happy with what I've got. I will look at more details when I get closer to the end of the game. So let's do this. I cannot wait to show you Gorilla Grodd's story. It's pretty cool. I like the dungeon, and all of the dungeons that you do, so to speak, as a single player, when you level up, you can then do, I believe, as duos, or at least that used to be a thing. So 2 people go in it, fight the same dungeon over and over again. You grind it until you get whatever marks and currency that the game has. I don't know what the currency currently is for that. Oh, he's down there. Okay, he's coming back up. Never mind. Go after him. And then you use those to buy better gear to access better higher tier dungeons, which again in terms gives you better marks, allowing you to access even better gear. So that's the way the leveling up works in the end game, or used to. I'm assuming that hasn't changed. It's pretty typical for a MMORPG style game.
Grodd's usual trick is mind control, so I'm betting that's part of those devolvers. Grodd turns people to apes, then controls their minds. And he considers us uncivilized villains.
Okay, so I think I'm nearly done. Oh, neural arrays. Oh,
main force is weakened. We need to help those devolved citizens.
I shouldn't have. I should have disabled the tutorial side of things. It's kind of annoying every time it pops up. But I left it on just because I thought, you know, it's been so long since I played this game that I could definitely use a hand and some tips here and there just to help me get back into it, as well as to kind of pick up the new changes. Alright. Okay, so this is the journal right here, the diary. Yeah, journal, that's what it's called. Okay, so as you can see on the upper right corner, I've got a little mini-map with an arrow kind of telling me where I need to go, which is, again, totally cool. World of Warcraft, unless you install mods. I believe they're called mods. Mods? Okay, add-ons, that's what. They're called add-ons. Unless you install add-ons, that doesn't really do that, so that's a thing. And another nice thing about this game, like compared to World of Warcraft, don't get me wrong, World of Warcraft is a lot older, is that the quests, the missions, whatever you want to call them, are actually voice acted, and it's pretty neat to hear the voice acting. And I think the voice acting for this game is spot on. It's everything I imagined of the characters. Now, as I've said at the beginning of this video, or somewhere at the beginning of the video, the Joker in this game is actually voiced by Mark Hamill, so that is pretty darn amazing. Come on. AI is not very brilliant in this game. Okay. So, we need to hack Gorilla Grodd's neural arrays for those. I don't know where they are. I'll have to figure that one out after I finish with this. I mean, to be fairly honest, it still looks pretty decent, the game, for however old it is. I kind of like it. It still looks decent. It's not that bad in terms of visuals. It's... I mean, you can tell it's a bit old, where the shading comes in, where the lights come in. But equally speaking, do bear in mind, it is still also trying to do a bit of comic book style design, if that makes sense. But I guess its age is showing. It'd be nice to see this game get a bit of an update in terms of visuals and graphics. Like, this would be so cool. Maybe lighting, that could be a thing that they could work on, and maybe details, like, you can tell it's an old game. Right, this is the map, so this is what I have. I'm trying to figure out where everything is. Right, we still need to do this. Okay. Let's do it.
Now that Grodd's main force is weakened, we need to help those devolved citizens. Grodd has neural arrays clustered on rooftops nearby to reinforce his devolution devices.
I remember this mission.
Take those out, and you can create a device to reverse the devolution effect. Flash is going after Grodd in his hideout. This should be over soon.
Like, even the voice acting for Superman actually sounds like Superman. I like that. I'm looking at the detail in the world. I mean, there's no grass, apart from it just being a texture on a flat surface. Maybe that could be added into the game. I mean, I don't know how that would affect the game's engine, to be fairly honest, if I'm honest. That could definitely add a little bit to the game. I don't know if the game's engine would allow for that, if it can work properly. I mean, sometimes it does struggle. So as I came out of the police station, there was a bit of choppiness and lagginess there, and I think that kind of tells the age of the game's engine. But it still seems to work pretty fine, other than that. Oh, we didn't want to blow up that barrel, but I guess it worked. We need another one somewhere around here. There we go. There's my next neural array. I'll be doing this. Thank you very much.
Good. Until that device loses power, you can free people from Grodd's devolution effects. Help citizens. Get that tech off the streets.
I so like the voice acting. So the other thing that I wanted to point out, like compared to World of Warcraft, you cannot steal other people's missions. So, say for example, with the neural array section, if I was busy fighting the guards and another player comes and interacts with the neural array, I get that ticked off my journal because we both work together to do the same job. Whereas in World of Warcraft, you know, the target being destroy or, you know, deactivate the neural array, if you fight the guards and someone deactivates it whilst you're fighting the guards, that person got the tick for completing that part of the quest. I think that might have potentially changed in the game, but that was how it was when I once played it many moons ago. Whereas this, for example, I don't have to be in the same team as the other player. As long as we both do the same thing, we both get the thing ticked off our journal. So that's pretty neat. Now, I can see some changes here with the staff specialization. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do here. Now, I don't really want to waste my points. And there is a specific combo that I am interested in getting, if I'm honest. The one that has the stun lock on it. So I'll go for this because I don't have much of a choice. I think this is the one that I want. Potentially. Maybe. Possibly. I'm not quite sure which one it is. I have one more point and I don't want to waste it. Top. Okay. I know it's a skill where you lunge at your enemy and then you start doing your combo, which keeps them in a stun lock. The other thing, as you can see here from the different mouse functions, you can perform combos just with how you click on the mouse's left and right button. So that tap, then hold it 2 times, then tap 2 times to create that combo, which is pretty neat. So it has a bit of a little Mortal Kombat sort of thing going on there, where you have preset combos that you can perform on your weapon depending on how you click and tap the buttons on your mouse. And this is a thing I need to remember as well and play around with. It's been such a while since I've actually played with it. So these guys, we need to beat the heck out of them. There we go. And then after you beat them, you interact with them to turn them back into humans, because why not? That's the way things works in this game. Things work in this game. My English isn't that great. Multitasking isn't a thing I'm good at.
Thank you. I could feel my humanity.
Alright. We'll do this guy as well. Devolving Citizen. And you can go. You're free to go now. How many more of these? Okay, we've got a couple more to go. 4 or 6. So the way I'm planning on doing this is I'm going to cover a quest line, so to speak, all the way to the end, all the way to the boss. As I said, each quest line ends up with a boss fight. And when I get to that point, I'll end that. So I'll do this as episodes as I level up, kind of show you guys what the game is about. Hopefully, lots of you guys want to join me in this game, or may join me. It'd be cool. We can, like as I said, we can do our own little league, so to speak, and we can do stuff together. So this is for the people that have been asking to play games with me, this is what this is for, so take advantage of it. Obviously, if you create a character in the game and want to get in touch with me, and if a lot of people get in touch with me, I will create a league. You can get in touch with me on Discord, so that's very important. I actually recommend that you do this. You go to my Discord channel, tell me that you got a character on DC Universe Online, and then we can meet up and do stuff together as, I suppose, a potential league, if that is going to be a thing. That'd be so nice if we could do that. Alright, there we go. We'll pick this guy up. We'll actually do that thing right there. Now, I know most of the investigation locations, but I'll have to refresh my memory with them. So that green exclamation mark, that's an investigation. It kind of, basically you interact with it, it gives you some of the lore for the mission that you're doing. If you collect all of them, you get style sets sent to your mail, which you can then pick up and learn, and that will be added to your style inventory, if that's what it's called, or style tab, and then you can select from it, from that section, what you want to make your character look like. So transform citizen, we'll do this guy. Oh, there's another one right there. Okay, that guy hasn't noticed me, so that's fine. Level 7 already.
Get ready. I have bad news. The Flash is out of contact. He's always beaten Grodd before. Grodd is definitely out for revenge.
Okay, I feel like I've done everything here. Hopefully I have.
We're gonna let Grodd win this one. If you can find the Flash inside his base, the two of you can take down Grodd.
Okay, that explains what those things do. I forgot what they were. That's fine. I wanted to see what those blue circles meant to do. Figure it out now, I guess. Alright, so this is the dungeon part. So now we're going to go fight Grodd. And this will kind of bring us to the end of this particular episode once I defeat Grodd. I'm having a look. Okay, there's a little side mission that I forgot. So I'll go and do that. I want to do these side missions because they do offer additional bonuses, which I think potentially end up being useful. So it's definitely worth picking those up. So this one is to get the access codes from the gorilla people. There we are. So the Guerrilla Brigaders, that's what we want. We have to find these guys, beat the codes out of them, and there we go. That's perfect. One more code and that is this side mission done. Perfect. Hack communication array. Alright, we'll do that. We'll go and do this. And this should probably work for us.
Knock some gorilla heads together. When you get those access codes,
that's not what I wanted to.
hack this communication array.
Nope. I want to access this thing. Perfect. So we'll track this mission.
Superman, we're not going to let Grodd win this one. If you can find the Flash inside his base, the two of you can take down Grodd.
So now we can go and do Gorilla Grodd. And I like how nicely highlighted it is on the mission. There's a big pillar of light showing you where you need to go, so you cannot miss it, which is totally cool. This is one of the duo dungeons, so to speak. So later on, you'll be farming this as a regular thing to get your, to get your gear, to get your marks and gear, basically, or currency. Whatever the currency is now in the game. Ooh. So I see there's quite a few people going in. At the moment I'm doing it as a single player. So obviously you go into the little circle right there. I'm having a look around, just kind of playing around because this is cool. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it now or... Well, I'm going to have to do it anyways to continue on to the next mission. And this is another thing, if you choose flight, you can do that. That's pretty cool, I like that. There's actually quite a few interesting little things that you can do as a flyer in the game. I think I'll go in it right now, so let's just get this done. This is technically the first dungeon. No, actually, I think Brainiac ends with the first dungeon. It's kind of like a long dungeon anyways, because you end up with the boss fight. So obviously gear repair, very important here, just like World of Warcraft. If you die too many times, your gear will take durability damage and you will have to repair it, because if it breaks, you lose all of the bonuses off of gear. So you can exit out this way. Now, most dungeons in this game will of course have two exits or entrances, depending on how they're designed. Some of them you will have to go back to the beginning, but most of them tend to have an exit and an entrance fairly close to where, so for example, you'll have the entrance and then the exit will be fairly close to the final boss battle. Oh, we've got a little robot right here. We can interact with this guy, so this is a repair bot. I don't really need to repair anything because I haven't died. Also, you will take a small amount of durability damage. Oh, I got some new stuff right there. Might as well have a look at them. Okay. So, I'm assuming you need to pay for those. Okay, nah. Not at this point. I don't know what these do, so this is something totally new to the game. Don't know what it's meant to do. If it gives anything good, I'll figure that one out later on. But it requires the in-game currency, so we'll not do that right now. I do have some, but not a lot, and this is what I had left on my account when I decided to stop playing the game. So we'll save those because they might be useful. Let's have a look at here. And I think... yeah, okay, that's better. And as you can see, it kind of tells you if the gear set that you have in your inventory is better than what you currently have equipped. Also, there will be role-specific sets depending on what your role is. And this is the style tab. So this is where you can choose what your character looks like. You can lock stuff. You can choose the different colors that you want to use and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I like it. So we want that. Well, I don't really have much of a choice. Apparently. Oh, I did not realize that you have so long to select. So I wonder what happens if you don't select. Do you lose the item? I'll definitely take that. It does give me more damage. Oh. Okay, that's more like a pole arm, but yeah, I'll take it. So as you can see, that's now changed out from what I previously had. It was just a stick. Now we have a pole arm. Because that's, yeah. I'll have to have a look at what I can use. I kind of want to pick up one of these barrels and try and chuck it at the gorillas that I'll be fighting. Oh, I did not know that I had to do this, or I forgot actually. Can I put this down somehow without actually breaking it? Yeah, that's not what I meant to do, but that's fine. There's some more barrels there. We'll clear out a path. I don't think that was necessarily a thing I had to do, but whatever. I can't pick this up. That's fine. I'll go and get another barrel just because I want to throw them at the gorillas. Just for fun. So we'll do this. Okay, there's no bad guys here. Aha. Surprise. That's cool. Oh, hey. So now I've got 4 skills to use. I'll play around with them. Is there anything else I can pick up? I kind of want to pick this up. Okay, see if I can get this guy. Okay, that terribly failed. Oh boy. So much learning to do on this game. Now, in the duos, if I'm not mistaken, there are places where a character called Ambush Bug likes to hide. So I think there's like an achievement if you find them in all the dungeons. This is a chest, so we got some more stuff there. I'll have to have a look at that. I'll do it later on. Okay. Ooh. There's so much remembering to do in this game right now. Okay. Whoop. There you go, sir. So these are meant to be devolved people. I'll need to do this guy, I guess. And I think it should now allow me to access that thing. Okay, perfect. I'm having a look for things around that I may have forgotten, little secrets, so that sorts those guys out. It also unlocks the next section of the so-called dungeon. And oh, come back here.
Detecting prisoners escaping. The humans are reinforcements.
Alright, so we have to fight all of these angry gorillas, and then we can unlock the people that are blocked in those red balls. Okay, we'll take this guy out. Oh, there's another one coming. I think these guys teleport in here. I'm not sure if the people get turned into the gorillas or they teleport in. I think they teleport in. I feel like they teleport in. I think that's what happens. See, I used to know this. That's how much I played this game. But I don't know. I think they teleport in. Now, which way was I meant to go? Feel like it's down this way. Yes, it is. Thank you for the mini-map. That was actually helpful. Is there anything here? Nope. I'll pick one of these up. I'll give that another go. Maybe there's something I can throw it at. Nope. Nothing down this way. Oh, there it is. There you are. Enjoy.
Forces, repel the intruder.
I mean, I know this dungeon in terms of layout, but I mean, don't get me wrong, my memory is somewhat warped of what this dungeon is because I know it as a duo very well, or used to. Sorry, we're talking 8 years right now. So trying to remember, I'm having a good look around here because I probably have to do this as a duo as well, as a process of acquiring gear. Alright. So as you can see, all of the items that I put in have a specific style. It kind of tells you on the item what the style is, so I have to keep those right there. I don't know what they do, and obviously all of the gear that I don't need I will sell.
Quick, get me out of here before Grodd sees you. Use that control over there.
Okay.
Watch it! He's devolving those prisoners!
Devolving? Ignorant, vainglorious fools! You know nothing! Primitive scum! Tremble before Grodd!
Coming through!
Like, the textures for Gorilla Grodd are so bad, but the voice acting is so nice. That's pretty nice. I like the detail of the voice acting. Like, I always tend to listen to them, although I probably heard them so many times I should be tired. I mean, obviously at this point I have missed them, so it's nice to hear them again, but generally I've always listened to the voice acting. I've never actually clicked on the cutscenes because I like them that much. And that's just primarily down to how well the voice acting is done. Like, it is everything I imagined for the characters in the game. I think everything is spot on. That's what I would call it. Whoop. Avoid the angry balls.
Hey, Furface! Wanna dance?
Don't remember what they do, but I know I don't want to get hit by them. So, if it looks bad, then it probably is bad and you kind of want to stay out of it. So that's the principle that I'm going off of.
You'll rue the day you crossed Grodd, human. We will meet again.
Okay. Okay, I got that. That's fine. So, what are my choices right now? They both seem to be the same thing. So what's the difference? Or is there a difference? Huh. So why are you giving me a choice of what to choose? There's absolutely no difference as far as I can tell. Alright, we'll just choose a random thing. There we go. That's what I got, I think. Yeah, okay. See, this little menu thing never existed when I played. So, totally new mechanic, at least for me. And obviously we're going to finish off with the cutscene and all that. We're going to go and hand in the quest, mission, whatever you want to call it. And that'll be the end of this episode. A fairly long episode. I don't normally tend to make episodes as long as this, but I just wanted to show everybody what this game has to offer, and I thought a 1-hour episode would do the trick. So we're going to be treated to a cutscene without any voice acting because that's broken. Amazing. It's so sad that there's no voice acting audio. That's so sad. Like honestly, that's really upsetting. But I still like the drawing style of the comic book like animations. I think it's done perfectly, and what's nice is after you defeat one of these bosses, it kind of tells you their story, so to speak, or at least their story relating to the game. Oh, and here we go with a little spam message. Dismiss. That's nice. So you can have a little mini Batwing thing going on. I thought only Raid Shadow Legends did this. I guess not. So, 25% XP boost. Nah, I'm alright. Thank you. What's this? No, I don't want it. Like, really. I'm having a look at the details of what this thing gives. Not that I'm interested, by the way. I thought might as well have a look at it, though. Alright, so I guess I'm going to go and hand in the quest. With that being said and done, that is it for this video. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, for those that are interested in playing games with me, this is a game that you guys can join me in if there are enough people. As I've said at the beginning and throughout the video, and I'll repeat it right at the end, I'm more than happy to open up a league with subscribers that want to do that, and we can do all sorts of fun stuff in the game. We can access the end game content and all that fun stuff. The game itself has a free-to-play version for those that want to try it out, so it does not cost you a single penny. It is a 10-year-old game, so do expect a bit of age to show here and there for the game, but other than that, it is a fun game. And of course, for those that want to access difficult endgame content, trust me, the dungeons get really difficult, so there's that as well in the game. With that being said and done, that is it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you have. And for those that are interested in playing this game with me, you can always hit me up on Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. And until next time, stay safe, folks.